The Sister DeSales Award for Outstanding Administrator recognizes that practice leadership and commitment to the business of medicine starts with patient-centered care. From her role as an operating room nurse to her time in helping create the administrative backbone of WeCareJax, her life remains an inspiration for all who help make compassionate care possible.
Sister DeSales was a force of nature. She was an advocate for those who couldn't speak for themselves, whether it was children, whether it was those that were below the poverty level, whether it was someone that was under anesthesia. Sister was about for those who couldn't speak for themselves. Sister was in Jacksonville and serving at St. Vincent's in a number of capacities. She was an operating nurse. Before that, she was a school teacher. So Sister had a lot of chores in her life. She was already the director of mission services at St. Vincent's and very much involved with operations and nursing and the infrastructure and administration of St. Vincent's. And at that very same time, WeCare became a concept. And it was for those that couldn't afford any medical care. So she worked with Dr. Trotter to set up clinics. The problem with that was that there was no funding for these clinics. She came to me and she said, I need your help. We have no way of getting any pharmaceuticals for these patients that are visiting our clinics. And could you see what you could do with the Riverside Hospital Foundation to facilitate these dollars? And so in 1995, I helped her get $35,000, which was the first grant that the Riverside Hospital received.
She was a great mentor. I kind of looked at her as, for those who know the Bible, Ruth and Naomi. She was my Naomi. And she just kind of took me under her wings and taught me so much. One of the things that Sister always said, it shouldn't be so hard working with the poor. Why is it so hard working with the poor? She was an avid fundraiser. Many times she would send me to pick up checks, and she says, don't come back without it. You know, it was like she had already called them and told them what they needed to do, and you just walk in there and pick up the check. And if you have any problems, call me.
One of the things I learned from Sister, and that's probably been the most difficult thing for me to live up to, is that when we do any charitable work, it's very important to not do it at the price of the recipient's self-respect. So that those that are receiving this award, I would think, are very special in the fact that they gave of their time and of their talents and respected the individuals that were receiving the services. It's a tribute to Sister's desire to make sure that all among us could have the health care that's available.
The Freddie Webster Award for Nursing Excellence recognizes outstanding commitment to compassionate care and service to those neighbors who need it most.
My name is Freddie Webster, and I'm a registered nurse, and I have been for over 50 years. In 2001, there was an ad in the paper, and I applied for the job, and I was interviewed by Sister DeSales and the Department of Health nursing manager. And they gave me my responsibilities and my expectations, and they hired me right on the spot. When I walked in, I was the only employee. And so I walked into an office with file cabinets and a key. I came from a clinical setting So to come into a nonprofit, I had a lot to learn. To see WeCare grow and thrive was an exhilarating experience. I saw the organization grow with the funding, with the staff, office space. I was just so grateful. I worked approximately 18 years and I retired and I began to work part-time up until last year. And I really enjoyed my work and I enjoyed my job. And I really didn't want to leave then, but I was grateful to just be a part of WeCare and the history of WeCare. My motto for WeCare is, all of us are one heartbeat from being uninsured. So our services can be from almost anyone, especially because most people's insurance is tied to their jobs. And once you lose your job, you lose your health care. So we're all one heartbeat away from being uninsured. To have an award in your name is, to me, humbling. And I just, still hard to imagine that I have an award in my name. The award was for compassionate care. And I like to see that as my main characteristic. I'm a nurse of compassion. I care about my patients. And part of that is kindness, gentleness, integrity, honesty. All of these are my core values. I want the people who receive this award to know that WeCare is a necessity to the community. There's no one else that does what WeCare does. So when they come, they should come with a heart of humility because of who we serve. And I want them to know that they should be going in for the long run and that the patients should be their center of focus.
The Dr. George Trotter Founders Award for Physician Service recognizes the earliest days of compassionate care for our uninsured neighbors in Duval County. Nearly 30 years ago, Dr. Trotter was approached by former Jacksonville Mayor Tommy Hazouri and local leaders I.M. Sulzbacher and Monsignor Mortimer Danaher to help develop a plan for our community's uninsured adults. That includes those without permanent housing or shelter. Working with his colleagues in the Duval County Medical Society, Dr. Trotter engaged the very first physicians to offer uncompensated care to the community.
I think WeCare is gone beyond my scope. I'm not so proud as much as I'm in awe. I thought one way we could also get some money. I got the idea of the Physicians Variety Show. The first name of it was Doctors After Dark. We had a great variety of talent, and not to toot my own horn here, but I did a pas de deux. To me, it has never been work. It's been fun.
Though Dr. Trotter made every minute fun, his service came from a place of deep understanding about the nature of healing and community care.
Doctors are blessed to be able to be a doctor, because I say that every morning, most mornings, that, you know, if a doctor, I think, has someone trust their life to a doctor, how important is that? How incredible is that to know people come to you when they're sick? You gotta feel it.
This award recognizes the ongoing spirit of service Dr. Trotter envisioned in those early days of WeCareJax. Dedication, humility, responsibility, trust, and service. Physician volunteers are the heart of WeCareJax, and this award recognizes those who have gone above and beyond to make compassionate care possible.